DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo, Crypto Nation, it's another FA Friday with your favorite peeps up over here. We got Chris, we got Gundy, and myself, Nemesis.
What up?
We are missing the Mikkel, but he is having dinner with Grandma Mama.
Fam time.
Right, Gam. He's having dinner with the Gam.
What up, Sadie? What up, Techman? What up, Fudweiser?
Yo.
Smash that like button.
Heck yeah, man. Don't forget to smash that lizardy like button as you're sliding on in.
Oh, yeah. Slide it on this beautiful FA Friday.
Right.
The sun starts.
DCA Adventures rated F for FA Friday.
Oh, man. Are we under the 10-minute marks? Damn.
All I know is I am dead tired from the very first job I had to do this morning. Oh, my Lord.
Still?
Yeah. It was a brutal one. When you're sitting there for 4 hours pounding bearings out of a hub. Because they decide that an aluminum knuckle and a steel bearing
they fuse
are
together.
two things that go together.
Yeah, they'll fuse no problem.
And they don't tell you that there's this component that aluminum makes whenever it's exposed to moisture.
And heat.
No, not even heat.
It's
just moisture. It's only moisture on this one. It's aluminum oxide. It's that powdery material that flakes off of aluminum. That stuff is like 8 times the strength of Loctite.
That's when you're getting the air hammer out and you just beating that shit to death.
Bro, I heated up the knuckle
and air
hammered this bad boy out, dude.
They in there.
Oh my God. So the first one was a Ford Fusion rear bearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second one was a Lincoln MKZ.
Still Ford.
No, it's still a Fusion. Dude, it's the same suspension as the Fusion.
Yeah, you can't fool.
So I had to align this thing afterwards because, I took out some aluminum. Oh my God!
Did you
Anytime
replace
you're doing
any?
any kind of suspension beating, man, you got to do an alignment.
Or you just leave it busted up?
Oh, I just smoothed it out so at least the bearing material is like the bearing is sitting flush and flat, but it's not in the same orientation that it started in. I will guarantee you that.
Well, that happens when you heat up metal and beat it. It tends to bend. And that's kind of what you wanted to happen.
Well, no, I had to chisel one of them out of there, so I took out a little bit of aluminum with it.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So I smoothed it out. I had to remount the bolt holes because, it was aluminum, and I'm air hammering next to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what no manufacturer is privied from this one. They are all doing it.
Yeah.
I understand they're trying to get rid of unsprung weights. It's like because they're trying to get their rolling resistance down and weight overall in the vehicle down so your fuel economy is better. Bullcrap. Because it basically makes it a nightmare for the mechanic. And it makes it even worse for the consumer because if I end up blasting through and really butchering the knuckle, you're in it for a knuckle on top of it because I couldn't separate the bearing.
Yep.
And I'm doing my damnedest to save these people money on these ridiculous manufacturing decisions.
There's a lot of shitty mechanics out there, but there are plenty of good ones too. You just have to know where they at.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm one of the good ones.
I always hated ripping people off. I'm like, dude, like, why am I gonna sell this person induction service at like 40,000 miles? Like, get out of here.
Oh God, I hate that. We
guy
can
was
do a
always
fuel
mad at me,
cleaning
and that's-
service on this. It's like, get out of here. We haven't even done a tune-up on this thing yet.
Yeah, it's still new. Like, you floor it. you're
Right?
still-
This thing hasn't even broken. There's no corrosion. There's no carbon buildup on them valves. Come on, I'm gonna put a bore scope down in there, and I'm gonna look at them and be like, I'll eat off of those.
Yeah, that's right. Like doing, I mean, doing timing belts on cars at 90K. Like, as long as the dust covers and everything are still intact, like, there's nothing wrong with that belt back there. It's brand fucking new.
Right. I mean, it's almost like, when do you sit there and suggest a shock?
Usually for mileage over 75,000, but like I've seen stuff fail before that. If it's leaking.
Oh yeah, I've
if
seen
it's
them like
missing
at
fluid,
60,000
like,
miles, 65,000 miles. I go to rebuild the struts. You push the shock down, it stays put.
It doesn't come back.
It never comes back out, dude. There's no rebound on it at all. You're like, there's no leaks on there. It doesn't look damaged in any way, shape, or form. And this is at 65,000 miles.
Yeah, dude, I swear, the car manufacturers are going back to the Ford business model in the 90s, which was, we'll create a piece of crap that's awesome, but you have to buy a new one after 40,000 miles because everything on it's broken.
Oh God, they say, like GM's like, oh yeah, you should do your trans flush every 60,000 miles.
Yeah, if you put
I will give you a
like
Malibu,
150 maybe.
a Malibu, 30,000 miles. That trans fluid is dark.
Black. Yeah. It's because of the manufacturing process. They probably don't clean up all the metal that goes in there. Like,
No,
is it just
people are, well, you're talking about a Malibu 4-cylinder underpowered, so people are like playing rallycross with their car, trying to keep up with traffic. They're failing miserably, but they feel satisfied that they're able to go wide open throttle.
It's always the question, but if we ever did like a service, like most of the Toyotas, you pull the trans pan and you only lose about 2 quarts, so then you just top it off, and then you can like clean off the magnets and get everything right down there.
Well, you don't really need a whole lot in the pan. So if you know how the oil is going to slosh around in there, you can have a low amount of oil in there because everything is being held in the converter.
Oh yeah.
So
the converter has to fill up before you even move,
Right. And it's the reason why racing converters are so expensive, because you can actually unbolt them.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. I can unbolt them and rebuild them right at the track. Rebuild them, new stators, new bearings.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do it, between the races, of course you want everything you bolt on.
Oh man, you're talking 3,000, 4,000 stall converters. It's like just bolt together. It's like, whoa.
You gotta fire it up and let it sit for a while the trans pump gets all the fluid to where it needs to go.
And they're billet, dude. And I have seen people, what happens when you burn down a trans, dude. Have you ever seen billet turn blackish purple?
From heat?
Yeah.
No. You're talking like 2,000 degrees plus.
Easy. You're talking about somebody get burnt down right at the line. Somebody doesn't want to bump in, and you're sitting there on your 2-step trans brake, and it's just sitting there, pop, 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 and in that fashion, it's just sitting there building heat because everything's just circulating through the torque converter and just bellowing the heat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You run a race motor like what, 10 times probably before you rebuild it, maybe 2 times depending on how hard you push it.
depends. I would say if you're in the 3,000 horsepower range, I would say you're gonna sit there and spot check after 10 races, and you're rebuilding after 20.
Just check for like pushed out oil seals and like drip
Not so
some-
much oil seals. You're gonna take off a main bearing, and you're gonna measure the new width of it.
The width. Oh wow.
the width of the bearing, because basically the bearing's gonna be softer than everything else. So if you think about it, you have a high boosted application. Now, it doesn't matter if you're turbo, supercharged, or nitrous. High boost application, a lot of dome pressure, so there's a lot of pressure on the floor of the combustion chamber. This is gonna push wear, like, so on the connecting rod, you're gonna wear out on the side of the connecting rod facing the piston. On the crankshaft, you're gonna wear out the bearing on the cap of the crankshaft, so the bottom side of the caps. So you're gonna take a cap off and you're gonna measure the width of the cap bearing, and that's gonna tell you your health of your bearing overall.
You're like, yeah, we may be able to get one or two more out of this.
Right, because it's easier to sit there and slip in new bearings than it is to deal with a spun bearing in a billet, in a $9,000 billet block.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, a billet block is 100% repairable, but it's
by
expensive.
The price, it sounds replaceable too.
Just taking it in and out of the car takes like the most time.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you do the repair quite quick once it's out of the car, but like you gotta get
with the billet, it at least I can send it out to a machinist, and even if a connecting rod decides to make a new hole in the side of the engine block, I could have somebody weld it up, fix it, and remachine the block for me, and give it back to me, and have that as a spare, viable, trustworthy spare.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about billet. It's $9,000 for the block because it's so rebuildable.
Nice.
But you're just gonna be sitting there talking about just dropping in gobs of money into it though.
So did you notice my DogeLord coffee showed up?
Mm-hmm.
Both of mine showed up, but I was at work today, so I'm still kind of wearing my work shirt. So I got 2 of them brand new, and I'm gonna just put those off to the side.
Put one in a frame and hang it on a wall.
Right. Because I've got one I already wear. So I'm just going to keep one in circulation, and when that one wears out, I'll retire it.
Retire, yeah.
And I've got a collection of retired shirts that I just don't wear anymore.
Oh, I know Mikhail has a Super OG DCA Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Shirt, and I think you could barely read it. It's been around the block and back.
I mean, I've got.
And he hasn't just babied that shirt. Like he's worn it to work.
Oh yeah.
I've got shirts that are like almost 30 years old. The wife's like, "Can we just get rid of it? It's got holes in it." I'm like, "No."
It's still around,
Yeah. I actually still have shirts from back when I was a kid. Like, you remember when your parents would get you a huge shirt? You can grow into it.
Yeah.
When you're small and it comes down to your ankles, that was a shirt. So
yeah.
It's a pajama shirt.
Before you can fit into it.
Yeah. And now my daughter's turning 14 tomorrow. So but yeah, she uses that shirt and it's still big on her.
Yeah. So what, 15 is your daughter Spanish? She's gonna have a quinceañera next year?
No. She's turning 14.
Well, that would be next year, right? 15? No?
Well, no, Filipino.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. My mistake.
It's all good.
Sadie's like, did a steering stabilizer on a Rubicon at 60K recently. No force left on it, just stayed put out. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter if they look like they have no oil in them, man. It's like, I'm gonna guarantee you your rebound is gonna be junk on it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I see you work on Jeeps a lot, but you know, I don't like Jeeps because every time you take one out in the snow, you have to buy a transfer case.
Yo,
No, there was
real-time
like
mining.
there was a certain year on those. I'm not even a Jeep guy, and I know this.
Uh,
There was a certain model of transfer case you wanted to steer clear of. Because they had produced like 3 or 4 different models of transfer cases. And if you had the base model transfer case, I don't know the numbers. Jeep people, give me a pass on this one. I at least acknowledge that I'm defending this one, that it's just one particular bad lineup of transfer cases of theirs. And then anytime that Jeep got married up to a Mercedes, it was junk.
Oh yeah, big time. It's like
If you saw a Mercedes transmission in there, just run.
The repair is going to be way too expensive too.
Oh yeah, it's guaranteed. What's going to end up happening on them? I had a guy sitting there. Oh, I love my Mercedes stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you can keep your Mercedes stuff all to yourself.
Keep your Mercedes, keep your Beamer.
Because like what ends up happening is that yes, Mercedes trans on a Mercedes vehicle was an amazing transmission, very bulletproof. But then you had Jeep with Chrysler putting their sensors on there and their electronic control systems on there that would fail. And when it failed, it would seizure and decide to engage 2 different gears. And the transmission shuts down.
Sadie says, missed the 4.0 Jeep.
Well, that's like when they did the BMW Toyota the newest Supra. Like when Toyota took the BMW platform, like they revised the motor. They did something like over 300 re-renditions of like parts that they knew were going to fail and like put better stuff in there. So you want a BMW performance, but like reliability, get a Supra.
The little time mining was good, Dodge. What about them bonds? How will they affect the markets? Showing interest in recession coming. Yeah, you'll see a uptick in bonds right before the economy. Once the economy rolls over, the bond market it goes out of control. It goes into a hyperinflation scenario, and all the bonds go negative. They'll be negative yielding once the U.S. market rolls over.
Little time money also says that BlackRock wants it all.
I don't know if
of course BlackRock wants everything. Look at what they're trying to do in Lahaina in Hawaii now.
I don't know if it's rollover, but you should say plummet instead.
It depends on how bad it really is. I mean, we can't predict how bad the elevator is going to be. Are we going to go one floor at a time? Or is it going to be like, Aerosmith going down?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Like, I tell people, get the F out of the stock market. What are you still holding stocks for?
Right. Even to an extent, holding in anything other than gold, silver, and Bitcoin is a risky asset. Anything outside of those.
Not financial advice, but the only time I would pick a stock, it would be with your like 401k that's already there and stuck, because all these conjoined markets are in like Vanguard or State Street or JP Morgan, all those guys that
you don't realize the 401k has all the junk assets wrapped up into it.
You'd be better off taking out your 401k and putting it into a self-directed IRA, according to Tony Robbins.
You can allocate your 401k personally if you like sign on to whatever website it is that you use, and you can allocate your own money. Like
now, if you're working somewhere and they're like, "Hey, we'll match up to 3%," yeah, I'll kick in what it takes for them to cough up more money to me.
yeah, that's right.
I'm not dumb here, okay? So it's not like, I don't get a 401k. It's like, take advantage of the system. It's a smart setup.
And then when you leave, you move that shit.
Right, you move it along with you, or a lot of times when you end, they give you a payout option. Yes, there'll be a penalty of a tax on there, yada yada yada. But some places have a minimum yield, a minimum holding. So just kind of be careful with all of that stuff. You're bouncing around job to job, but it's like just kind of remember that your 401k has a lot of this junk assets that if the market tanks, you lose everything.
Yeah, they'll pick like a group stock, and it'll be under like Vanguard umbrella.
And don't even get me started on pensions. They stole the pensions in the 80s.
Oh yeah, they're gone. Just like
when it comes to companies actually putting together 401k packages for their employees, oftentimes it's not the best 401k options. It's based off of who's going to give them the better deal at the golf course.
No, it's not. They're at the golf course
talking with their buddies.
It's not quite like that.
We'll do the 401ks with my company and give you guys better options as the employer.
No, what they end up doing, what they end up doing is they go up to those 401k firms, and they go, "Hey, look, so we'll give you this kind of a spread option for you to make our fund available for 401k." So basically, they're getting it 3-to-1. So they sell you 1, but they're getting 3 instead of that. So they're making money on the back end, whether the market tanks or not.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're getting, buddy system on the golf course. It's literally, they're like, we will make it worth your while to make us an option for all of your 401ks.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They bundle like a package of a bunch of random stuff, and they like everybody.
Yeah, these are funds, and if you dig into these funds, they're like freaking junk, absolute horrible garbage.
It's whatever the sponsoring company wants to push. Because you get a whole freaking big company, like everybody's suddenly investing in this one stock because you put it in your pool. There's market manipulation everywhere.
Oh yeah, and with the pensions have the junk bonds already wrapped up into them. They're losing 3-to-1 as soon as they go into a pension system.
Oh yeah.
And this was set up from the 80s. The firefighters and the police officers' pensions were robbed in the 80s.
Yeah, well, all the money schemes, the pensions.
I mean, hell, the police departments got fucked by what was it? Enron.
Yeah, Enron. Yeah.
That's bringing it back. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah, that got the police and the fire department. They both had their pension stuff wrapped up into that shit. It was a big old fucking scam, dude. Oh my god. People got wrecked.
People all think this is like an isolated incident. No, it happens like globally everywhere.
Oh,
first it happens slowly, and then suddenly. And we're in that suddenly phase. We're teetering that suddenly phase to where it's just going to be all these dominoes falling. I mean, look at it this way. Over 192 different banks across the world are in turmoil. They all do banking here in the United States too.
You like that,
huh? We only saw but a handful implode, bro. And they weren't even the top dogs.
Well, there's this other bank. It was
And Michael Burry, the guy who predicted the housing market crash, has just placed a multi-billion-dollar bet against the stock market.
Crashing down.
He is playing the other side of the market now.
Yeah.
He sees the writing on the wall.
I mean, we've been telling you guys this.
And I'm still banned by him because I'm a Bitcoiner.
See, the problem with printing money indefinitely, like every time you have to print money, you have to print an exorbitant amount of money more than you printed last time just to cover your ass from the last time. So we would pretty much.
Oh, no. You see, it gets better than that. See, that's not how the economics works behind it. So this is how it actually works behind the scenes. See, if I was the Federal Reserve, right? So I go to print it, right? So the government comes up, goes, hey, look, we got these bond certificates. Federal Reserve's like, okay, we'll buy them. Bam.
Of course
they got these bonds. We get they get the dollars, right? So bam, government's got these dollars. They're like, oh boy. They're like kid in a candy store. They're like, we gotta spend this. So they've got this newly, freshly printed virgin money. This is like a fresh Bitcoin, guys. It's like an exact fresh Bitcoin. Like that money printer that's behind Gundy. That is like fresh Bitcoin being printed on a daily basis, right? So I got this newly fresh virgin dollar, right? It is locked in at today's value. I spend it. I captured today's value. Now, tomorrow, the world accounts for that newly spent money.
Yeah. It adjusts.
They pick up the tab that their money just got diluted because I spent my money yesterday. People don't realize that this is how it actually works. He who gets the freshly printed money, it's not that they're, oh, look, I've got, no. They printed money at today's value and spent it. They don't have to worry about the diluting of that cash.
Well, not initially, no.
And then they've got the audacity to tax you when you earn it, when you spend it, when you invest it, and when you save it. By the time you're done, you're over 52% taxed on all the money you earn in your lifetime.
You know, just think all the hours you put in before lunch goes right to the government. Or not to the government, to the Federal Reserve.
And everybody that decided that they were going to go off of the, the centralized banking system and do state banking, every single one of those people were executed.
Yeah.
Assassinated.
They showed up unalive. It's like the guys that we were talking about this the other day. The same thing happens with the
little time mine is like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, which we all call the Big Three in the United States. Found that together they constitute the largest shareholder in 88% of the S&P 500 firms. Yes, they basically pick and choose winners at the end of the day.
Yep. Got so powerful that they can never lose.
But I believe at this point, I believe at this point with what Little Time Mining is also saying, I think they, for the first time, are starting to tip their hands that they've just lost control.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. Like, aren't they supposed to like do something today and tomorrow, like to keep the government open past Sunday?
You have the Republicans sitting there shooting down the biggest omnibus bill that has been passed to date. I mean, they have already printed this year alone $3 trillion with no congressional oversight. Now they're wanting to spend trillions of dollars more with congressional oversight. This is bad.
I have a question for everybody. So if they can willy-nilly print money into infinity, why do we have to pay taxes? You should just print enough money for everybody and give everybody a fair share, right?
Because that's what Venezuela did. They turned everybody into millionaires.
Yeah, why not?
Now the currency is that now wheelbarrows. I mean, you can put all the currency you can fit inside of a wheelbarrow, and the wheelbarrow is still worth more.
Isn't that how you get a $10 million bills in Zimbabwe or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, because they kept on just adding more currency. We've already been downgraded in the FICA score.
So we need to have a USD burn. Is that what you're telling us?
Pretty much.
The paper that they're printing on is worth more than the dollar amount that they're printing on it.
It's not even paper; it's cloth with red and green bits of string in it.
You understand what I'm saying?
They're not even printing it though, Chris. Go look at your
$10,000 bill, and the headgum bill is worth more. That is printed on is worth more than what they're printing.
Yeah, find me $100 bill that was printed after 2017 because they don't exist. They never print the money. It's all goes on digital ledger now.
Yep.
They just push a button. They love it. They're like, oh, more money, more money. Boop, boop,
And
boop.
it looks like that each one of these countries are now starting to look at the central bank digital coin for their own region. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the old time says buy property. I mean, he's not wrong. Like, in times like this, you want to have assets. No matter if the market goes up or comes down, like at least you have something tangible that you could.
No, you almost got to sit there and go one step further with when you say buy property. You got to have buy property and make sure that you've got all the freaking mineral rights. You've got all the rights above and below.
Well, you would
Mineral
have to
rights, air rights,
That's a lot
water
of
rights.
paperwork. You can't
Right.
get rights to the land after you pay
Because
off.
there are people who have bought property, and the mineral rights were sold decades beforehand.
Oh no!
Yep.
They do that?
Yes,
I never
sir.
heard of that.
Yes,
Like if you
sir.
had a natural spring on your land, somebody sold it.
No, let's say they think there's oil.
You're talking about
Well,
oil.
they can sit there and dig underneath your house for it.
Like we got to move this residence.
No. In some cases, they don't even do that. They just start doing fracking from below them.
Oh, so their house falls in a hole.
No, it doesn't fall into a hole. Just becomes, after a few years, it's unlivable, really.
From what, fumes?
Yeah.
I don't
Fumes
really.
and spillage and leakage and all the other crap.
It's
Have you seen the rainbow water?
rainbow water? That means there's gas in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much what happens when they're fracking. They're pushing everything to the surface.
Haven't you seen people turn on the water faucet and then light the water on fire?
Ooh,
Yeah, those are people who live by fracking fields.
no shit.
Yeah.
And their
They
well
got to
got,
turn the water faucet off just to
Their
turn the
well got-
fire off.
I guess their well got contaminated, huh?
No, because of the way that they force
this-
the fuel up to the surface. It's crude oil, so I mean, you're gonna have adverse effects by forcing deep oil to come to the surface. And it's not to say that it's more expensive, and none of those companies turn profits.
Yeah, no, it's
No fracking company has made a profit. They are all subsidized.
Dang. We pick up the tab on that too, probably.
100%. The subsidization is taxpayer money.
Shoot, I remember not even so long ago when the oil barrels crashed, they went negative.
Well, look
Like
at your
negative
electric bill.
$20 for a barrel of oil.
Gundy, when's the last time you looked at actually looked at your electric bill,
I look
your
at
energy bill?
It's mostly bullshit.
Because if you look at your electric bill, I'm gonna just
Half
share a
your
little
cost.
something with you.
Half your cost is the line fee,
Yeah.
You have-
and then
the
half of
delivery
it is
service.
your electric service.
So,
Yeah,
hold
the
on, let me
delivering
just
is-
read to you just some of the charges that I have here in California.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I don't even want
Well, we're talking about
hold on. You have delivery
communist
charges.
California.
Your basic charge, DWR bond charge, generation charges,
You live charges.
DWR energy credit. All right, so that's 6. Energy winter charge.
Oh, you
delivery
want to
charges
stay
include
warm
the
in the wintertime?
transmission
We're going to
charge,
tax you.
the distribution charges, nuclear decommissioning charges, conservation incentive adjustment, public purpose program charge, new system
If you
generation
die,
charge.
we'll give you a discount.
It's not so cold where you live, you know.
But like,
So
seriously,
not so
how
bad.
much of it is actually from the electricity that I use?
Half, right?
About half.
Yeah. That's terrible, dude. I'm
That's how it
sorry.
is out here in
It's like that way everywhere. Energy
In
companies do that
Kirkenoise.
to everyone. You know, they have all sorts of different ways of charges, fees, and ways of
my
getting
my
people to
electric is like
spend more.
my base electric is right around 6 cents per kilowatt hour. After taxes and everything, I'm
Well,
just under
yeah.
12.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, you know what else? Well, the other tax Mr. Newsom just put it in California again, don't you? There's a big thing. Like he just went
Newsom
after
can
the
shit on a
pew-pews.
stick.
They're double taxing all pew-pew and ammunition now.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make it unconstitutional for the normal person to be able to obtain this stuff.
Double
If you're poor, you don't deserve to be able to defend yourself. You should have to wait that 10 or 15 minutes of you dying and bleeding out for everybody else's safety, because a law-abiding citizen is the most dangerous thing. Criminals are okay. You know, it's like that crazy nutbag from New Mexico. It's like, oh yeah, I know the criminals aren't going to do this, but I want the people to. It's like, you know the criminals aren't going to do it, but I can't defend myself. Wait a minute here. Something's not sounding proper right now.
It ain't going on right here. What's going on?
It's like, you already know that these criminals aren't getting up in the morning. Hold on, Ed. I don't know if we could take these 9mm out today. We might have to take a 5-round, like a Colt 45, no more than a 6-shooter today.
Revolver.
This might be 6-shooter Wednesday.
Yeah.
So hold on, and we got to see, Bob. Hold on here.
No shell casing.
I'm looking through Google. Oh, nope. We could take our 9mm today, guys. Let's bring them. Double stacked Wednesdays. Come on, let's get it. It's like, come on. No criminal is getting up in the morning and giving a rat's ass that murder is illegal. They're still going to kill somebody.
They're already breaking the law. What's like 5 more laws to break?
It's like, oh my God. They look at it as that they haven't broken the law unless they've been caught.
That's right. Get innocent until proven guilty.
But we need to go after law-abiding citizens destroying their freedom in the sake of child safety, even though their children that they're saying that are getting killed by guns left, right, and sideways are 18 and 19 years old. But they lop those into the children category to make the numbers look so much more frightening for the anti-gun community.
Of course, yeah. Whenever someone ever presents you with data, always check the legend on the chart. You don't know what kind of metrics these people are using, like.
Oh yeah.
And what time frame too? Like, if you took like the last 6 months, yeah, it's going to be huge because crime is up everywhere in this country.
Hell yeah. And it's like, instead of going after people, like, if everybody had if a criminal sat there and looked around and was like, damn, 1 out of 2 people are carrying. How likely are they going to commit a crime? 1 out of 2 people are carrying. That means if there's 5 people on the street, there's probably 3 guns out there that are going to shoot me if I do something stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, but we need to go back to the Wild Wild West days. I'm just saying.
Oh, so you're out there? FAFO. That's the saying.
It's like, I would love to go into an area where, like, open carry is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am absolutely okay with the idea that, you can conceal it or show it off.
Constitutional carry. That's it.
Right. You're probably got at least, you're in any area, you probably got about 2 or 3 people packing.
Well, it says keep and bear. People don't realize that the bear means you could like everywhere.
Carry.
Yeah.
Right.
It's on my person. Like
Shall not be infringed. And charging an exuberant price is already infringing on my rights. They appealed that here in Crookenoise.
Yeah.
They had an unlawful tax on guns and ammunition. It was an extra 5 cents per small round and an extra 25 cents per high round.
What? That's enormous. That's worse than what Cali just did with double tax.
And that's why it got taken out. They know that it's going to get stricken down at some point. It's just that they can sit there and go to their voters and go, look what I did something. I tried. I know it was illegal to do, but everybody's going to cheer that I did something illegal.
Yeah.
And the courts told me no, that's not constitutional. Not constitutional means that it's an illegal infringement of your rights.
Well, you want to talk about constitutional law, there's no crime unless there's a victim. So speeding, failure.
Well, now they're making the victims the criminals now, which is funny. Like, Staten Island, the local residents were protesting the idea that they were giving the migrants $1 billion worth of care to house them and feed them while removing people out of homeless shelters. The people in Staten Island, the residents, were arrested and charged. You are no longer needed. You are a second-rate citizen. Move aside for the new Democratic voters.
You see New York's underwater right now.
I know.
That's
Again.
Terrible.
Their tunnels have flooded before. They know this is a problem. But we need diversity to work. You can't just hire good, hardworking people. The first people that'll say, I'll do it. Nope. I have to hire five white guys and 10 black guys.
EOE.
There's 10 black guys that you cannot find.
Timber.
And not saying that they're not out there, they're just not in that area. So how can you hire somebody in that area that's not there?
Demographic, there's nobody there.
It's like, oh my God, people. These people voted for this. It's hard to feel sorry for them.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And those who stayed behind thinking they can make a difference, you have to suffer.
Yeah. I mean,
and you got and anybody who wants to and are staying in a shithole area like that, you have to start off by voting locally. You need to change it on the small end to affect the larger end.
The only way.
Only way. That's how the Democrats have been slowly creeping across the country and changing policies the way they have been. They start at the local level. You want to know what the local level starts off at for them? Schools. What's really screwed up right now? Schools. And what are they doing at the school? They're teaching the children for the next generation to do what they are doing.
Yeah.
You need to affect it at your local level. This national voting, presidency doesn't mean shit. President's a puppet. It's not Bidenomics. It's Congress and the Senate's unregulated freaking spending.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with the president.
Ooh.
You want to vote for Biden or Trump? Who gives a rat's ass?
Yeah, nobody gives a If we go to war and they put a wartime president in there, we won't be having elections anyway.
Right. War suspends the
put a
constitutional voting.
wartime president. Like we're done, dude. Say goodbye.
You know, it's like is that Biden's going to be his thing? Is that he's going to try to edge us into World War III?
But
there's already talks about the potential.
He wouldn't be the first one to serve 3 terms.
Nope.
No, he would not. But no, I heard that there's actually a better chance of him dying and then Kamala Harris being the president, then the wartime thing happening, and then her continuing while there. And then once you have...
And you want to talk about tyranny, have somebody that just has unfeathered wartime power, because now they sit there, martial law.
Extend the war.
You issue martial law. It is now a military state.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that was talked about in the 80s was like, the only way for a woman to become president would be if she had the vice president seat, the president died, she became the president, and then in order for her to stay in power, have a war, and then who are you going to replace a woman with? Are you going to replace her with a white man? Probably not. So the only person to replace him with is a woman. And who are they talking about becoming the next president? Michelle Obama. It's like,
yeah, I've heard that.
Is that really a woman? Are you sure about that?
That's the agenda. That's what they say.
I mean, Obama's gay. Michelle Obama has some pretty broad, musculent upper back. I'm just saying.
And her dingle dangles.
Some people say that's Photoshop, but
don't forget the one time that Obama actually accidentally called her Michael on public TV.
Oh yeah,
right.
He sure did. Good luck trying to find that footage now, though. So.
and you had God, what the hell was that one comedic actor? Was sat there and said that Michelle Obama was the first trans in the White House. Yeah, it was an old lady. She's dead, I think now.
Fudge.
I can't remember her name.
Joan Rivers.
Yes, Joan Rivers. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy.
You went in for less routine plastic surgery.
Hold on, isn't Joan?
Seriously?
Oh wait, no. I'm thinking somebody else. Joan Rivers died.
But
I'm thinking Kathy Griffin. That's who I was thinking of.
We are in
no, man. Have you seen her?
The wildest stuff you can.
Kathy or Joan?
No, Kathy Griffin, man. She looks hideous.
I haven't seen her since the whole Trump beheading comment.
Beheading? Oh yeah.
So she looks like a crack-headed Carrot Top.
Like you stop feeding Carrot Top.
So a redheaded Britney Spears.
No, she looks kind of manly.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't care.
It's bad.
Come here, boy.
Really bad. And she
no
took
time mining. Bring Trump back.
I mean,
at this point, it's I probably would stay out of the political realm.
You'd just be the captain of the falling USA ship,
because of the fact that they have they've tried to politically ostracize him. I'm curious to go down to the ballot now in Crooked and see if they remove his name off the ballot.
Well,
because
Newsom's
you can still
trying
pencil
to actually have his name removed on the California ballot.
There's 12 states that are trying to do that right now. It does not mean that you can't vote for him if you're in one of those states. It means you have to pencil it in, which means that you don't get counted in the first batch of votes being counted in for TV.
Oh, so the one that they're actually going to report on the news. They're not going to count.
You aren't going to be counted into that. You'll be counted amongst a lot of the overnight ballots that'll show up the next day. But at first I was thinking, man, we're probably going to get another Biden. Now, I'm not thinking so much. We've got John F. Kennedy Jr. running as an independent. There's another guy that's running as the Libertarian Independent. And these two should be able to take 15-ish points away from Biden. That pretty much makes it to where Trump wins. Now, beforehand, if they don't run, Biden's probably going to win.
Well,
because he has the key demographics. He has the key state areas. So because of that,
when you make it when you make it so that you don't have to provide, proof of identification, no voter ID laws anywhere. All right, anybody and everyone that they've been shipping in from God knows what country.
I'm sorry, these are the same rules that the Republicans can play too. They have no ground. They have no ground tactic to combat this. This is a direct failure of the Republican Party. They don't want to sit there. Oh, we're gonna take the high ground. Congratulations, your leave me alone attitude made you lose. That's why Texas is now a purple state.
Ooh, what's purple?
Meaning that it is a divided between Democrat and Republican. It was usually a strong.
I was thinking new
state.
Political party. I'm like, we have red party. We have red.
They
green,
call it
and
a
blue.
purple
Now we have
state
purple?
when it's blending.
Well,
it's the slow creeping in of California's political.
Is.
Well, it's not just that. It's the school system. It's literally like all assets of our life are injecting this narrative of.
No, this is what I've seen other people even kind of bounce onto this topic too. So you have retards in California that vote for these stupid asinine fucking policies, but they got money, and they continue to vote this fucking way. And they're like, oh man, this area is so bad, I'm going to move somewhere else. So they move somewhere else, still in California, and they fuck up that area. And then they go ahead, I'm going to move again. Oh, they fuck up that area. So now all the counties in California are all fucked up, and now everything's getting really expensive. And they're like, you know what? I can do all my work remotely. I'm going to go over to Texas. Well, guess what? They never changed their fucking voting policies. They still vote for the same woke ass garbage, and now you have stupid people like Gavin Newsom. Oh, you're worried about trans people? That's less than 1% of the population. Who cares? It's like nobody cares. Why is it such the number one topic between parents?
I don't know, man. It's terrible.
Oh yeah.
They need to stop having counseling in public schools. That's what they need to do.
And what gives me a sign of a glimmer of hope, right? They have a polling that they've done with junior high and high school students, and they're finding that it's like a breath of fresh air. The boys, the men, the boys that are growing up, junior high and high school, are now growing up with more conservative values.
Oh yeah.
And the women have libertarian values. So if these women want to have dates and get married, they're going to have to turn conservative.
Pretty much.
Which means that a lot of your left-wing ideologies will die out. It's just going to take a little bit.
A couple generations, probably.
Yeah, it's just we got to suffer through it. We have stupid people making stupid decisions.
Here's the problem with the whole couple generations thing, though, is that their policies and what they're trying to do. They want pro-abortion. They want you to change your gender or give your 5-year-old the ability to change their gender, because, well, let's face it. If you change your gender, what happens? You're out of the gene pool. Done. You sterilized yourself, motherfucker.
Pretty much,
Right.
yeah.
And you want to know what's really sad? What's really sad about this?
They're creating a party that cannot have generations. They have to brainwash people.
So they've already got that. That's what the school indoctrination system is all about. Anybody who doesn't realize that the schools are there to indoctrinate your children so that they're the next generation of potential Democrats, you ain't paying attention to what they're being taught.
I know.
What we got taught as kids is not what they've been getting taught. Since the late 90s, they have not been getting taught what we learned.
I have firsthand evidence of grade schoolers who there's a freaking counseling class. Like, why? Like, I went to the counselor when I went to school. I had to go to the counselor if you were bad. If you effed up, you did something wrong.
Right.
Well, they have counseling classes. What are you telling these kids in private behind closed doors that they don't even tell us about?
Oh, yeah.
And they're telling the kids not to tell their parents about what they talk about.
And how is it that you get more than 50% of a college campus that's Marxist? That's not by accident. That is indoctrination at its finest.
Well, I mean, as a young person, you always tend to be more liberal because you want to like do what you want to do, right? So you tend to gravitate towards that side anyway.
Right, but being Marxist is a whole different thing. You're now thinking that the richest person should spread his wealth to the poorest people.
Yeah, which is terrible.
At the end of a gun, don't forget. At the end of the gun, they should be forced.
No, they ask nicely first, and then they pull the gun out.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's what they don't tell the kids, is that you're basically saying that the policy that works is the rich person should be forced at the end of a gun to spread their wealth. That's how we fix the world.
In Russia, the way that they would sit there and chant it, it was eviscerate the proletariat. It was kill the rich person.
That's a college word for you right there.
Yo, I think it's time for a goddamn announcement.
Yeah, send to the choppers.
All right, who else we got in here today? We just got
we got Little Time Mining loving this conversation.
I know Little Time Mining's been here like the whole, like just nothing but comments. There's Sadie. Who else we got? Who else wants an FA announcement?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome. Oh man, Gundy, I gotta say I love that shirt. How do you like it?
Oh man, it's soft. It's definitely ironed on.
You like the new tag in the back, that whole DCA little.
Can you see it?
Ooh-wee. If you smell.
Oh, we got the DogeLord.
Yo.
DogeLord.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, since we were talking about your swag right there, Gundy, tomorrow is going to be the last day to get any conceal swags.
I got my poster too.
From DogeLord Coffee.
Dude, I was surprised. The poster came in this like triangle heavy duty thing.
Yeah, a nice sized box, ain't it?
Yeah, I know the poster ain't damaged in that thing.
Man, I got the flag.
You did?
Yeah.
There you go. So what's up, DogeLord? How you been?
Oh, hey. Man, I haven't seen my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings are very lonely now that he's not streaming anymore.
Right. No caffeinated mornings for us.
Man, those HODL jams were hot. I was waiting for the new rendition.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking up DCTV right now. Like, I know they came back. I haven't gotten any notifications lately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bring it up in case it's a sore subject, but it's been quite a bit.
It has, you know. There it is. Is that that's a new logo?
Oh,
Damn big job deals.
I know, right? What do you mean? Like streaming doesn't pay your bills? Come on, man. Gee. You know,
DCTV got flipped into Gnosis.
Gnosis?
Oh, really?
Peter's doing something different with it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen his live streams are more like on the financial side sector, kind of, so more broader spectrum than just crypto.
All right, looking up Gnosis. You know what's crazy is I don't actually see a channel. I just see a bunch of videos.
It's Web3.
Music stuff.
You gotta
Maybe
try
crazy
he's building
stuff.
it in the background still.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Always.
That is one thing that's true. The boy's always building.
He'll give it his 90 days.
Cooking it up, yeah. Throw some wrenches in there. That's cool, man. Awesome. Well, you know, if you want to ever come on the FA Friday, DogeLord, you know, you should definitely.
Right. You can always hop up over here.
Oh, so hold on. So DogeLord, you got a new channel called Crypto Coffee TV? Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that.
Come on, man. You got a blue wrench. Post the link. Long form content. Gotcha. So how's your Dr. Solaring going?
All right. So the solar things are moving along. This Wednesday, I was supposed to have a presentation, but my client had a family emergency, so we had to reschedule for Wednesday this week. But I've got their whole presentation set up, ready to go, rock and roll.
Nice.
Oh, so I was just about to ask about that link. See if this is the same crypto coffee. It is. Well, DogeLord Coffee just subscribed.
Subscribe. Are you doing any hodl jams? That's the question I would like answered.
Ooh, hodl jams.
Hodl jams. Heck yeah, subscribe. Done.
Yep, there we go. We gotta have you on the live stream one of these days.
Yeah, man. We could actually like create a show and like have some structured content. If, you know, we just usually just willy-nilly on Fridays, but
yeah, Fridays is totally off the rails. It's just us hanging out.
We're totally open for you know, any suggestions.
Oh, there's the YouTube for the music at the real DogeLord. Yo.
Already subscribed. Well, that's cool, man. Good luck on your new ventures out there in the working space. You know, we all got to get paid somehow.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking forward to us having our first meeting on Wednesday, barring any other issues popping up. But yeah, it's been exciting getting to know them, sending emails and calls, setting everything up, and looking forward to the next set of clients. I got my first trainee that I'll be training, in solar, so that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like study up and take a part 107 for the FAA license that you need to get paid to do like drone photography for real estate.
Oh, nice. Well,
can't do it.
Other than drone photography, have you thought about those cameras that you set up in like a corner of a room and it does a picture scan and then you move it to another side of the room and picture scan?
Those cameras are expensive.
So, yeah, they're about $5,000.
Yeah.
But what you could do is you can actually
good software.
move throughout the house with that camera.
Oh yeah, fly-throughs.
Yeah,
and then post those. Yeah. Plus around here, we'd be doing a lot of big ticket stuff like $1 million homes and stuff. So I mean, you do like, weird things like fly down into the house through and out the backyard and back up. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do. But yeah, you got to have Part 107 FAA license to get that. So it's not easy. It's the actual license you have to like start flying.
Gotcha. I was actually thinking of something similar because right now, if you were to do door to door for solar or anything else, solar related, what you'd do is you'd actually use like Google Maps or Zillow or Redfin to see the satellite image of the houses in the neighborhood to see which ones already have solar panels on them, and then you skip those houses.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the image hasn't been updated and they got solar just last week, but it's on the back side and you can't see it. So you knock on the door.
Already got solar, Daddy. Sorry, you're too late.
So I was thinking,
But no, the
good reason to bring a drone.
The big thing with drones right now is drone mapping, like 3-dimensional drone mapping, where you fly your drone over locations numerous times to get all angles of buildings and everything, and then it's literally like a 3-dimensional like world you can navigate through. Like they're doing that for like new builds, doing it citywide. You'd have to fly through buildings to get like all sides of buildings, and it's some time consuming stuff, but like people are getting paid bank to do this stuff. Man, go fly your drone all day for like a week and here's 50 grand.
There you go. Yeah, DogeLord, I like that last point. He's like, legit making 100K renting Matterport 3D cameras.
Yep. Or you can be the Matterport camera and just do it all. There's a lot of software too. Like you just take enough pictures, it'll do a pretty decent rendition of the inside, at least for 3D tours.
Dude, I've seen some of those 3D tours. They're freaking awesome. Rat, what are you doing?
Some that really suck too.
This is the wife's rat.
Look at that thing.
It looks like your rat right now.
It's perfectly
just jumped in my lap. She's
like, that's a sign of being yours.
Love on me.
You got a kiss on the nose. It's yours. He's trying to downplay
it. Guilty by association.
Yeah.
But we are definitely over that 1 hour marker.
Yeah, we are. Getting close. It's getting close, man.
We're definitely over that 1 hour marker.
DogeLord says, did you see the ETH got approved for ETF? Goes live on Monday.
They did. You know what else goes live on Monday?
But they won't do a spot.
I heard that banks to stay in business past Sunday will have to be Basel III compliant. I'm not going to explain that on live right now, but you can go look it up.
Basel 3?
Yeah, BASEL 3. So if a
that's right, DogeLord.
The weekend.
So it's weird Bitcoin didn't get the approval just yet.
Yeah.
That's because Bitcoin's the free speech money, and they're anti-free speech.
Right? They're trying to destroy the constitutions.
That's terrible, man.
Garlic 3 compliant.
Garlic 3.
Way tastier.
No.
Speaking of, oh man, I saw in our crypto news, the bot that we have, that what was it? Google Cloud starts serving as validator on altcoin network.
Yep.
For Polygon.
Yep. It's coming, man. All this stuff. I'm telling you, when the light switch.
Amazon already runs Ethereum. I mean, they've got a single point failure, so why not Google? It still ran on Amazon.
Maybe. So
they have some. I'm not saying they don't have their own servers, but
they do have Amazon servers.
Right. They all these big corporations with servers are fucking server sharing.
Yeah, they rent them out to everybody.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do.
We have quite a high amount of top companies where I work.
And then you got, what is it, Hetzner in Germany. I'd still like to know how they fared up with the whole Ethereum thing, because there was a bunch of people who were validators with them, and then Hetzner was like, no. So they started denying contracts for people who were going to set up Ethereum nodes.
Really?
Yep.
Well, just stay frosty, everybody.
Stay frosty. Buy Bitcoin. Buy it at cost and hodl that shit.
Nothing we say on this show is ever financial advice. Don't do what we do.
Right.
Stupid YouTubers.
What we can tell you is that Mikkel might go live in the morning.
Ooh.
Not sure because family stuff. I'm assuming that he's going to be live tomorrow morning, and then you'll have Serpent X, the Rabbit Mining, and I don't know if Panda's back yet from sabbatical making videos yet.
I saw Panda uploaded a video.
I did see that too. That's why I'm not sure if he's going to be getting back into the full regiment as of yet. If not, you'll definitely have Mining After Dark with me and Mikkel for sure. I might go live in the afternoon. Depends on what all I got going on. So.
Yeah, how's those chickens doing, man?
Oh, they're doing great. They're laying eggs. They're happy. They jump in my lap. They like to cuddle.
They're laying delicious butt nuggets.
Oh yeah, golden little butt nuggets.
Delicious, unmessed with butt nuggets. That's the big point you need to try.
Free range organic.
Right. Shells are green and blue.
Green, awesome.
And blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue chicken eggs.
Brown and speckled.
Yeah, they're called Easter eggers.
Yeah. Huh. Just because they're new, or
no. They don't lay white eggs.
Photos.
Is it just because of the breed of chicken you got?
Yeah. Olive eggers will lay like really, really green. There's some that'll lay like brown all the time. Your traditional ones will be laying white and stuff, and like all the variations in between.
Yeah, white, yellow, brown, speckled, all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, cool.
I want that chicken that's the size of a freaking Rottweiler. That huge ass chicken.
Oh, that's
eggs.
The
rooster looking thing.
It's
huge.
They're called Jersey Giants.
There you go.
I'm like, I had to think of it. I'm like, I know it. I know this one.
That's the size chicken I want. Lots of them.
Genetically modified. Yeah.
No. They're just bred that way.
I mean, yeah, if you go like...
A Jersey Giant is the largest chicken breed yet.
Biggest dogs.
And then you got the Aunt Jemini. Those are the ones that are all black. They have black feet, black beaks, black mouth.
Yeah.
Their bones are black. Their meat's black.
No shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. They were expensive too, dude. Oh my lord.
Okay. Real quick. I'm going to show you guys how big a Jersey Giant is, okay? All right. Look at this guy right here. All right.
No.
That's how big the chicken is. It's the Clydesdales. It's the Clydesdale of chickens.
That's bigger than a turkey.
No.
Jersey Giant.
You imagine eating chicken
largest purebred chicken in the world. The males weigh from 13 to 15 pounds with a height of 20 to 26 inches tall, 2 feet tall.
You'd only need a 2-pack.
The hens weigh in from 10 to 12 pounds with a height of 15 to 20. The black is on average 1 pound heavier than the white.
Depoglissies.
See, I know my stuff. I learned things through YouTube.
And the photo of the Jersey Giant that you saw in his arms, that guy was 3 feet tall. He's the largest one that they've ever found.
Crazy.
I know.
You know, they're doing really crazy stuff with that CRISPR technology.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the meat.
Well, you know, just
dip it in breading.
Stay away from fast.
Then you put egg on it.
It's all lab grown now.
Then you dip it in more breading. You fry that son of a bitch. Chicken.
You don't just fry it in anything. You fry it in lard.
Yes. Oh my god.
None of this seed oil stuff that's destroying you.
Yeah, these new seed oils they're using are terrible. They're like,
dude, there's so much research coming out right now about lard and how it's actually better for you.
Yes.
Great fucking butter.
It's like
better than all
there's
this
a
stuff.
reason why it
Lard,
survived the depression.
Lard, beef tallow, or ghee, which is purified butter.
Like back before they had refrigerators, back when we were still, using wagons to go cross country in the unknown. Okay,
Yeah, fermentation.
They were using tallow and exactly. They were using tallow, lard, and your great grandpa grandma knew how to make shit work.
Well, that's because they didn't know where their next meal was going to come from.
Exactly.
And they lived to 90, 100, 110. Come on, people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're in for a downtrend in this country of like age of people. All this fake crap.
The average age right now is actually capped statistically at about 75 or so. That's like the average human population in America. 75 is the average of when everybody dies. Some go beyond, some don't make it, but 75 is the average. Which is, believe it or not, how many days do you think 75 years is?
A lot.
Oh my god,
it's roughly about 28,000 days.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do the math.
Not very much.
You're bumming me out, Chris. Like I'm getting old, man. Shut up.
He's trying to blackpill us, okay?
He is. I refuse. Non-compliance is the only way.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk chickens more next week.
Junkins.
We'll talk Junkins and solar next week.
Yeah.
Junkin. Junkin.
Oh, you got a chunkin. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah.
Got the rocket and everything.
Is that the Charlie Lee edition?
Crypto friend.
Oh, it's branded. Damn, I thought that was one of those. What do they call them?
No, this is legit.
Legit crypto friends. Charlie Lee.
Arise, chicken. Arise.
Arise, the great Chunkin.
Okay, that was FA, and that's what we should end on right there. That
Right,
just
dude.
close up of Chunkin.
Chunkin.
There we go.
Buy crypto, buy the cost, and hodl it.
Oh. And with that being said, guys, peace out, stay savage, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace
Later.
out, guys.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Yeah.